Hi, good morning. Getting off to a late start this morning. It was pretty icy out here. I wanted to touch base on something because of what came over me when I woke up this morning, and then I heard something that was stated by somebody. So I think that this is the direction I'm going to go today. The topic is warfare. Now, we've already talked about how kingdoms are formed and stuff like that, but a lot of times when people discuss things, they don't discuss the inner truth behind any kind of battle. You have options when you have a battle with a group of people, a tribe, a nation. Remember, this is not on the basis of color, but I mean, in the United States, it is on the basis of color. Unfortunately, we don't have a choice in a say in the matter. It's happening here. But is hold on a second. Hello? Okay, sorry. Warfare is tools used to be able to end a battle or to win a battle, so to speak. It could be a range of things. If you know about who Sargon is, he used the trade routes to Kushite nations of the Indus Valley as a tool to fight his enemy. He stopped the ability to be able to regain supplies, food, warriors, and weapons. It's a tool. They do it. In the Bible, after Abimelech died, it says that a people, Pharaoh, Abimelech, rose up that did not know the exploits of Joseph and the Israelites. So, because there were so many of them, the numbers were so high, he said, let's burden them. The next thing he did, when he realized the burdens wasn't harming them enough, is he said, kill the boys. Then when Moses tried to help him, he created even stricter rules, underlying rules that everybody was supposed to obey. This is where the sociological term deviance comes in. So if you don't know what deviance is, who cares what people say about a deviant? If you don't know what deviance is, you need to look it up right now before we continue the rest of the video. But the whole entire thought process overall is, you got to do what I say because I control and I rule. Again, they kill the boys. The girls are easily controlled, so to speak, in their minds. Looking at today, maybe not so much. Maybe they would have to do a lot more work to harm them. It's an obvious thing because of the fact that these days, with so much free choice and free rights, it's not going to be as easy to control one sex over the other, so to speak. So historically, back then, though, it was all they had to do was kill the men. The men couldn't spread their seed. They'd rape the women, they beat them, they torture them into doing their bidding. It's a fact. So, you know, and within the 1400s, the indentured servitude and stuff like that, and they didn't really do well for the indentured servants. They treated them very harshly. And then it led to slavery and permanent slavery after that. The issue I have on this topic with warfare is this. Whenever you're doing battle with an opposing group of people, the goal is to destroy their men first. Destroy their strongest. You mess with their minds, psychology, socioeconomic interference, can do to them to get them to bend to your will. You know? But you basically kill them. There's a lot more ways to kill somebody than it is just physically hacking their head off or shooting them or setting them on fire or anything. The fact of the matter is that warfare was designed as a tool to intimidate the enemy and to cause them to cease. You know, it's tactical battle strategies and stuff like that is different than warfare. Warfare is more of a mind thing. So you take away education, you brainwash them, you take away their rights, you set them against each other, and the job is done. It's historical, it's proven, it's factual. Many battles have ended that way. So for a people who have been oppressed since the age of this dawn of this country, which are the Native American and the blacks, what does this mean? And when you think about it now, Native Americans are actually getting more rights than blacks now, even though they'll debate against that. It's true. I have a friend that just said he won't call himself black anymore. That's on you. Whether we're red or brown, I mean, it is what it is. My goal right here is to get this done correctly. The whole entire thought process and issue right now is that we're being killed off. It's genocide. Genocide has gone on for centuries. Imagine that a nation built on the backs of slaves, built on one man having many people, and then killing them off when he knew he couldn't have them, control them, killing them off during the time of Nat Turner because he was afraid of them banding together. Now, because of the carnality is not seen as acceptable anymore, they are going more so towards the psychological, and what protects their right and ability to do these psychological things as well as commit the carnal acts is their laws and their regulations in their government system. Because if it was meant for you, you wouldn't be in the situations that you are now. That's the truth. But they designed this thing literally to elevate themselves. The unfortunate truth of anything is that in the end, it hurts their seed, because now when those who were not able to get as much as those who had at that time, they become impoverished too. There was a lot of impoverished people in America. That's how indentured servitude happened. How most of these monuments were built and things of that nature, well, because people were poor and they couldn't afford to do anything else. Now, those people think that it's beneath them to do it. Foreigners from other countries are now doing it. Meantime, the way they educate you is subpar, it's extremely low. There's so many things that we could be doing right now that I'm trying to get done, and actually been talking to somebody that I really care for, and she's trying to help me to get things done right now too. So, I mean, we gotta do better, you know? And the only way we can do better is to emancipate ourselves. You know, you don't want to be done in, then you gotta grow out of this structure. You know, if a foundation doesn't work, knock it down to the ground and reform it. And you don't have to reform it on a state or federal level, but you do need to have a united front. Everybody needs a leader. A leader would need to understand these things, not like what Obama's done, not like what he's been doing. How he is a sociology major, and he could not put up any socio-economic philosophical thought process to what's going on all around the United States as far as black people are concerned, man, you're terrible. And frankly, your desires and plea for homosexuals and everybody else but your own people has really astounded me. I knew it was going to happen anyway, because I never subscribed to voting. Again, I voted for you one time. That was the worst decision I made, because even the people who voted for you were ignorant to what needed to be done for the policies to be able to flourish. But whatever. Anywho, could not give an educated theory to what's going on in our country according to what's going on with black people. And before you realize that and say something and speak on it, it's your grandest opportunity. You about to leave. You ain't got to deal with this no more. And look what you're trying to fix and who you're trying to help before you get out. All those things you're trying to sign before you get out. Man. When a man is defeated, there's nothing you can do. I'm trying to think about the scripture that Solomon said. I think it goes, a hope deferred. I can't really gauge that scripture. I might have to type it up and post it when this video goes up. But basically what it's saying is, when a man loses all hope, there's nothing you can do. It's done. It's a wrap. Whatever happens after he loses that hope is terrible. But the goal in warfare is to get him to lose that hope so that he can make the bad choice. Because that's how you kill him. That's how you destroy him. The fact of the matter is that people really do not understand that most of the stuff that's happened because of our inability to gauge situations. Not just from a do unto other standpoint, but if I was in this place, what would I have done to get this done, to hurt them? Too many of a time, we turn our faces from our brothers and sisters when they need us the most, and then when something goes down, we cry why and we try to judge them, but we don't understand the factors that come out because we refuse to stand. But the way we always tend to stand is crying out to Satan, crying out to Caesar, to POTUS, to help us. Don't work like that. What do you think they've been taking all the guns off the market for? Let's get real about that. Why? What do you think they spend so much time controlling the amount of food that is grown in the United States instead of lowering the prices for the goods as individuals and giving it to us, knowing that in the United States nutrition is a huge issue as far as the causes in their minds of obesity and many of our diseases. So you know this, and yet you, on the other hand, are restraining food. You're selling more land to China and to the Middle East than you are allowing your own people to come out of debt. It's warfare. This is a war. You gotta get it. It's not always about color, nor about sexual creed, but in warfare, you gotta take certain people out first, especially those experienced in the plight. When you look at what happens when big nations millennia ago went to war, what do the stories say? They found a survivor. And when they found the survivors explained what happened and what they went through. And as a result of that, they were able to gauge the battle. Look how many movies came out with heroes And these survivors, or people who hear by word of mouth what's occurring, goes to the hero. And whenever they go to the hero starts formulating thoughts to go against the warfare. For they know if they don't, they're going to lose their lives. What does that mean for you? You need to do your research. You need to develop. And you need to start realizing it's not about setting your hands against one another, but uplifting, supporting, and elevating one another. That's what our issues are, man. That love that's written in scripture, that was done by the creation of the law, you don't understand that. And people are going to constantly say to me that, why is it that I don't believe certain things from Christian standpoint anymore? You know what? This country is filled with people that claim they're Christian. This country was built on the backs of slaves, tortured and forced to do it by those claiming that they were Christian. One of the main issues with that whole Christian thing, for me, is you have the Gospels and you have the book and you've had it for maybe, I'll give you 800 years. I'll give you 800 years. I'll give you 500 years just to be dumb. Nah, because that's 1500. But I'll give you 800 years. 800 years is fair. And in 800 years, what have you done? 400 to 500 years after the resurrection of the Messiah, what have you done? Talking about it's a dark age of history. It's a dark age now. It is a dark age now. People think I'm playing when I say that. Like, oh, it's getting better, and oh, we're doing this for the homeless and doing this for the poor. Even last night, while planning, I was asked, do I want to open up a shelter? I said, nope. Nope, 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 nope. No shelters. Not now, anyway. Extremely not now. Because the shelters are just packing up. What I'd rather have is a day center for the homeless. To be able to give them showers and food, clothing, and education. To be able to research and develop. I'll block every single black site if I have to. On any kind of, every single entertainment site if I have to. Every single sex and social site if I have to. And make sure that anything that they research in the center is about educating themselves and about research and developing themselves. That's how you do it. Elder care facility. Daycare facility until I can have an actual school. That's what I'm trying to do. You develop my mind. You teach them history. They ain't gonna fall for this crap. They're gonna know what's happening. You make your own generals. make a army of generals that serve in spirit and truth. Did Yeshua not know history when he was living? Did Paul not know history? Did Paul not know the religions that those people were following and what the things and abominations that they were doing? Yes, they knew. So, with that being said, man, what's your understanding of warfare? What you going to do about this stuff? This thing is going down. It is only going to keep getting worse before it gets better. And those who get smarter, they're going to be treated even worse. You got to kill them first. You got to get rid of them. They're dangerous. Those to get hip to the game, they say. not always about walking around here mad, complaining, cursing, yelling, screaming, rioting, and marching. Although a lot of those things may feel as if they help to fix the situation. Somebody does listen. I just don't think that it's as effective as people would like to make it be. So I would encourage you, if you have to, find a ministry if you feel that works. Find a temple if you feel that works. Create underground organizations if you feel that that's a necessity. And plan to change the scope of this world for your people. Join clubs. There's so many things that we can do in this lifetime to change the scope of the face of the world for believers in general. There's so much things we can do to save the face of the colored in the United States of America. It's going to take some research and development, and at some point you may need to practice your own warfare. When you control your buying power and you're very keen on who not to buy from, that's warfare. That's an educated warfare. If you go into a neighborhood because you think they have nicer stuff and you sell, where do you think that money's going? To that neighborhood. When you don't make any purchases in your neighborhood, what happens? Your economy falls in your neighborhood. Your taxes go up in interest. The police forces, for negative reasons, increases. The worth of your house goes down. People who would have never been able to afford houses, and people who would never have ever tried to live in your area, go there, and then they don't take care of their homes. Some you complain about, but you don't understand the history or know the history of why these things happen. So, this is why. You gotta get this understanding in, because honestly, the trademark phrase is true. Rome was not built in a day. However, I'd like to add to that. A grain of sand does not become a hill unless you continue to pour on it more grains of sand. Multiply. Educate. Protect and defend, even if it means the loss of your own life. You can't be fearful of the loss of your life because it's not your situation. You have to be willing to lose your life, because in the grand scope of things, every situation that happens for us is our situation. You can't be a standby when certain things go down. You got to make some choices. Take care of and defend your own. Don't let us die out, because we are going to die out. And then people are going to tell our story with somebody blonde-haired and blue-eyed. And we're going to eat it all up. Distractions are another way that you use for warfare. If I can get you to focus on something else or someone else, then while I'm in the process of preparing for war, you'll be distracted. You remember the Trojan horse? That thing should have been burnt up. Should have been burnt up. But they marveled at it and they prayed to it, thinking it was a peace offering, a peace gift to somebody who was literally just trying to kill you. That was their last ditch effort, and you let it work. Should have burnt that thing. False prophets, false witnesses. false politicians, educators, should have burnt that thing. Any idiot would have told you, should have been able to realize that. But they took it as a sign that whatever idol they were believing in was blessing them before them. And it led to their death. They got a lot of Trojan horses out there. I think that maybe it's time that we as a people started researching and developing tool safeguards against Trojan horses. You're tired of black people going through things? Give them jobs. Start businesses. Invest money in businesses to see them flourish, in hopes that that business will remember that they should be taking care of each other and not just their own bottom line dollar pocket. You know? Be blessed.